Hello.
Hello, my friends. How are you?
Good. 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 You?
Good.
All right. We have a couple minutes, not too many, but it is already so good to see you guys on here. Okay. That was a good job, you guys. There's so many of you guys out there. I'm going to take a quick photo of you guys. So smile if you are here, you hear me. And I'm going to have to go through several times here because there are many of you, way more than me. So keep smiling. And I'll get as many of you as I can on this. And my third, there we go, row. Here we go, one more time. Oops. All right. Okay, I see we already have some chat questions going over here. That's great, or I guess saying hello, that's great. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited that we are all here together. There are 155 of us, believe it or not, in the Film Guild this year across all 9 school sites. So it's very exciting. And hopefully you guys have had a chance to go on and look at the Powerschool class and kind of get familiar with some of the things that you will be doing. So as we talked about, you know, much of it will be online, but there will be Zooms as well. Some Zooms per school site, some Zooms with me, some Zooms with everyone. So I know most students really enjoy being able to see everyone who's involved, and hopefully you will get to do that. Are you guys, somebody tell me, are you able to see most of the students? I'm going to ask Chloe. Can you unmute yourself, Chloe Carroll?
Okay, yeah, I can see most of everybody.
Okay, makes it more fun that way, doesn't it? Okay, so who can tell me who is in my background? Selah, can you unmute yourself and tell me who's in my background?
It's from the movie Elf.
The movie Elf, exactly. And I also have a big, huge blow-up elf too in my office. You can't see it, but anyway, he's back there. That I also have. People that know me know that one of my absolute favorite films is Elf. Skylar, can you guess why one of my most favorite films is Elf? Skylar Sack?
Because it's really funny.
It's funny. I love comedy. Comedy is like my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And second, because there's so many different types of film techniques that are used in it, with how big he is compared to the elves, and the cartoon aspects and the animation. Oh my gosh, just like they just use so many different parts of film, which just makes it really cool. If you go back and look at it after you've learned some of the things you're learning now, you'll get to understand, oh, okay, I get to see, you know, you can understand why it's one of my favorites. So he's definitely one of my faves. Let me share my screen with you really quickly, because I want to make sure, let's see here, I want to share my screen. Come on, there we go. Share. And you can see, I'm gonna hit on our Film Guild. So Film Guild, we have our Powerschool class, move that over here. And hopefully all of you obviously have been in there and are beginning to work and kind of see what is available to you. There are some things that aren't open right now, but I will be opening up to you as well. But when you first come in on 2020-21, hopefully you also see the announcements I post, but here obviously is where we were getting in today. My note to you, and you guys all probably have seen all of this. Now, one of the important things that, or two important things that you're going to need are one, the script. And I know Taj has already gone in there and asked to make a copy, and that's great. You're welcome to do that, especially if you already have something in mind that you want to work towards. So there's a script, and you do want to make a copy. Do not change the actual item there. And it's just a sample. You will be replacing everything in it. There's also a Word doc of it if that's more your cup of tea. And then also last at the bottom here, which is so important, and I'll talk about a little bit, is the big stock photo library. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get back on gallery view for a second. Somebody who was in Film Guild in the past, where do we use photos from and why? Do I have any Film Guilders out there? Yeah, Mia Rosenthal.
You could use the photos from for the film if you couldn't like find them online, or like take the pictures yourself.
No, you can't, right? We cannot do that because we have the option. If our film is wins for any particular reason, we can't reuse existing photos unless we pay for them. Okay, and so it's very, very important that you only use big stock photos, which is this library that I've created for you guys that has paid for photos. So don't go to Google and borrow anything from Google, and don't go wherever you're going to go thinking it would be okay. I purchased all these photos that you can see on my screen for students over the years for their different topics so that these are available to you. So make sure that you don't ever take anything, because that's considered copy infringement, and we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we are using things that as we should. And that's because if your film wins, it could possibly be on television, and we don't want to have any problems with it not being able to be on TV, right? That's a big thing. So that's big stock photo library. Go ahead.
How would we get to this?
So have you been to the Powerschool class yet?
Yeah, I do the things every week.
Okay, great. So if you just scroll down from the very front page, this is the front page, just scroll down and it says images for your films, and it says big stock photo. You just click on that and it'll take you straight there. Okay, good question. Okay, so one of the first things I also want to know from you guys is I'm going to go in here, and I have a little agenda. So keep in mind there are about almost 100 of us on this call right now, it looks like, and we have about a half an hour for the meeting. So, but is there something you are hoping to see or learn today? And if you do have something specific for the group, please post it in the chat so that I can try and answer that. Remember, you always, always, always have also this messages area, okay, messages inbox. And you are welcome to ask me questions here, okay? So that you can go ahead and send to me. So that's also another area where you can ask questions of myself. And then also if it's your mentor, then I'll have them get back to you as well. But those are some great areas for you. Eli, are you raising your hand?
Yes. When are you gonna start making the films?
When are you going to start making films? I know that's the biggest thing that everybody wants to start doing the minute they start in Film Guild. And you're welcome to practice, practice, practice. In fact, that's one of the things I recommend right here in the very bottom of my area is practice, practice, practice. Those camera angles and things like that are really important, but really your filming you have stages that you have to go through, understanding that how the acts work and how a storyboard works. You got to write your script, things like that. And so those are the stages we're doing right now, is kind of understanding why we write the films and what the meaning is behind it. And then we can write our scripts. If you already have your script, great, share it with me. And then I can give you the privileges or the green light to go ahead and start filming. Normally we start filming with our big cameras that are really expensive at school, but we don't have those available to us. Most likely this year, some may, some might, we just don't know. But your iPads, definitely you can start filming with if I give you the green light on that. Okay, so I'll answer that for you right now. Okay, so then quick Powerschool Overview is next on my list, and that is obviously you guys have been getting in there. Lessons 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all open right now. When we get into December, I'm going to open up the ones for cameras, because camera angles and camera is very, very important, and you want to know those before you start filming as well. So I'll have those out there for you. Big stock photos, I already have talked to you about that. Rules on those photos, remember, it's only big stock. There's one other one, it's just Pixabay, which I think I also put the link in there, so that you should have that as well. Is anyone having trouble getting into Powerschool or has any problems with Powerschool at all? If you are, because I can't see all of you at once, please put that in the chat and just put next to your name trouble with Powerschool, just so that I know that you're having trouble with that. Okay, so that is that. So what are we working towards? We are working towards three very cool, what do you call it? Festivals. Okay, so those are very important festivals that we have. Oh, I see a couple raised hands. Calvin, did I already answer yours?
Yeah.
So go ahead and lower your hand. Charlie, did you have a question?
Yeah. So when we do start filming, do we how do we send it in if we have to send it in?
You'll share it with me. So you're going to upload any kind of films or any footage or anything you want me to look at. You're going to upload it to Google Drive, just like you did your video when you submitted your application. You'll share it with heather.hulkren@eusd.net.
I have a question.
Okay.
Every week, do we have a assignment, or is it just some weeks?
You have an assignment every week. So in our calendar, and usually they're not that long. It shouldn't take you more than like maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. I don't want to overwhelm you because I know you guys have a lot of other things as well. But if you go to calendar, you can see where it says, be sure to be complete by and such date, okay? And then like here, which is important, know your film category and topic by the 30th of November. So that's like next week, because here we are on the 24th. So next Monday, you should have a pretty good idea what you want to be able to film about, okay? And those you can share with me if you want through messages or whatever you want to do, because we want to ensure that they're quality topics and that it has an educational basis to it too. But here it tells you all this time, and then this is spend time filming in December. You're going to be doing that during the break so that you can test things out, okay? Miles, do you have a question? No. Sophia?
How long do our films have to be? Like, what is the limit for the time?
Great question. I love that question. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to show you what we're, like I said, what we're striving towards, and that is 3 different festivals, and here they are. Whoops, close that. They are the Ivy Awards. Okay, right here you can see, and I can show you some of the photos and things like that in a second. And then we have the California Awards, which are up in Los Angeles, and they are high-end, like Hollywood. That's that festival. And then we have our own Eusd Film Guild Awards. For those of you who've been in the past, you know about what that's all about, and that is usually hosted here at La Costa Canyon Performing Arts Theater, and you can see it's a big awards event as well. So really we have to go based on what these guys request, and they require usually anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes is typical, and sometimes there are a couple, but not very many, that will go up to 7 minutes. So you really want to stay around the 3 to 5 minute range for your films. So I hope that helps, Sophia. Thank you. Samantha, do you still have your hand up? Are you good?
Write a script about anything.
Yes, you can write your script about just about anything. Yeah, but be sure again that you share it with myself or your mentor, because that's really important that you know, we make sure that it's following the right rules. What we really want you to do is succeed, right? And so part of our goal is to win or be nominated for some of these different awards. And so in order to do that, the people that know best what wins and what does really well are the people that are your mentors and myself, who've obviously done this many years now. So if you can do that. And Miles, did you have a question? Are you good? Was that you? Good on you. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of the different categories. I know that's probably one of your questions. And so you can see here, this is the Ivy Awards. So they have categories, the documentary. Okay, last year they had obviously one that was made from home because that was really popular and big. A news story, a PSA. What's a PSA? It's a public service announcement. That means like something that's trying to encourage or persuade somebody to do something or not do something. So, you know, in the past it was not to maybe, you know, smoke or to recycle or, you know, texting and driving. I mean, those were all very popular, and I try and have kids stay away from them because they are so popular. But if there's something that you would persuade somebody to do, that'd be 60 seconds. That's as long as it can be. And it would be considered a public service announcement, like a little commercial. A short narrative. So if you've written a great story and your teacher says, oh my gosh, that was phenomenal, and you might think that it might be a great story, that would be a short narrative. My daughter, for example, wrote a book way back when she was in 2nd grade. She's a senior in high school now. That was called Candyland, The Adventures of Whipped Cream and Cherry. And so she made up these characters and did a little animation to it. It was really cute. So those are some ideas. STEAM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. Okay, and then they have some grand prize winners and whatnot too as well. So some of the different prizes include cash prizes for the school. Other ones include video cameras. So it just depends and has to do with the year that they are offering it as well. So, okay, let's see here.
Miss Holgren,
Yes.
how long can our films be?
How long can your what?
How long can our films be?
Oh, I just answered that. It can be anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes is what these guys are for.
Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Let's see here. So, so that is an example here. Now, one of the cool things that I have also posted for you is also the award winners. So you can see that they list the award winners here. Usually they will actually allow you to go in and let me see if they did anything here. To actually click on them so that you can see who the winner or what the winning films actually look like, because that gives you an idea of what kind of things they're looking for. So that's always a really good thing to do. I know I have all of ours on here. You can see our red carpet from a couple years ago here. And all of our films, although they're not showing right now, I don't know why, probably because of not having iBoss on, they are all listing here so that you guys can go ahead and click into them. So I actually have so many screens open as well. But anyway, so that is what that's about. Let me get back over here to iBoss and get you signed in. Let's see here. Charlie, did I already answer your question?
No. So, if the film is longer than 7 minutes, do we have to cut it, or what if it's really good and it's accepted? Like,
so in the past, it's a good question. In the past, if they require a 3-minute film and you turn it into a 7-minute film, what they tell the judges, because I also judge for other categories, is they tell the judges only watch the first 3 minutes. So you just want to make sure you do know, do I have 7 minutes? Do I have 3 minutes? Do I have 5 minutes? And they will tell you before, just so you know. Right now, I haven't showed you where they go in here, and actually I'll get in here just to show you, but they haven't given the specifications for this year. So I have not posted anything yet. And that reason why is because we don't know. But what we can do typically is, I think they do, if they still have them on here, and they may not. Yeah, they don't. Typically they list at least like what the different categories were and what the length of time was, but it doesn't look like they're showing that. Actually, rules, they're showing that right now. Yeah, they're not. So
and I have,
okay.
Oh, you can finish.
Oh, so we'll just have to wait until they do post that, and as soon as they send that to me, I'll send an announcement to let you know that that's out. Okay, what was your other question?
My other question is, like, does the science category thing, like the STEAM science category, does science count as baking?
As baking, yes. If you make, like, somebody made a fantastic film a couple of years, like 3 or 4 years ago, where they used science terms for everything they were baking with. So if they were using water, they called it H2O, which is a science term, right? And so you have that ability to, if you can bring in that science component and math component, because math is fractions, Rich, 3/4 cup, right, are fractions. If you can bring that into the baking part of it and really bring that science part, then that would qualify there. They used to have a how-to category, and I think that went away last year. Like I said, the categories will change. For a long time, they stayed the same, but they will change from year to year. And last year, because of the virtual and the COVID, I think that's why they probably changed it a bit. Let me see if I can get some of our older ones up here. Let's see here. Brian, I'm sorry, I haven't gotten to you yet. Do you have a question?
Yeah, are we gonna be able to do it like at school, like how we did it last year?
What school site are you at?
Oceanal.
Oceanal. Yes, it just depends on the mentor there. Right now, Mrs. Seeking is in that position. I know she's had a few issues with some things that she's trying to work out. So we'll figure out pretty soon, what's possible and what's not. But if you do go to hybrid model and you do go on campus and the teacher is also doing meetings, then you can film on campus with you can actually film on campus either way with your iPad. It would just be if you were asking about the larger cameras, that's when you would need the mentor.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna lower your hand for you. Miles, did I answer your question or is your hand still up? I don't know where he went. Okay, I'm gonna lower the hand on that one. Okay, so I'm seeing the participants. Let me get to, I don't think I have my chat right now. I'm gonna flip this back over real quickly. Stop sharing. There we go. Okay, so, okay. I'm trying to look at some of your things here. So this is actually a really good point with our chat screen. We want to make sure that when we chat with things that we're not just, especially online and with discussions and things like that, we want to be professionals at all times. And I do have a video about that coming out in lesson 3, that we are professionals and we really do want to make sure that our digital citizenship, I know most of you know Glenn Warren, is always number 1, and that we always act like the professionals that we are. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Kelby, you said you have a question but you can't raise your hand. Kelby.
Oh, I can.
You
I
can.
found the button. It was different than usually.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I want to make sure you have that. Okay, I'm trying to look quickly over here. Yeah, there's a lot of notifications from this chat, and that's because there's people that are just kind of putting things out there, but we don't want to do that. We just want to we want to make sure that we are doing things or posting what everybody would, was good for everybody. So how do you get Powerschool? I haven't been able to get in. Okay, so for Powerschool, I'm gonna actually go through that really quickly because I know that has been a challenge for some of you. Real quick, I'm not gonna spend much time on it, but so you can go through the app on your iPad, or you can also go online. And so Powerschool has, if you go to even Encinitas Union School District or Encinitas USD.net, even on here you can get to Powerschool. Let me get in here, Powerschool Learning, and that's the direct link so that you can get to where you would sign in. This is my page, obviously, but you would put in. Let me log out real quick because you would just put in your username and password, which are the same. Log out from both. It's the same you use for Clever. So, your student ID at eusd.net, and then your Clever password. So it's the same. So this is what that screen will look like if it's in Safari, whether it's on your iPad or on your parents' computer, whatever you have. You would just do sign in with Google, and then you would put in your, whatever it is, 757, whatever, and then at eusd.net is already there, or you put it in, and then your password. Does that make sense? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Hopefully. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Yeah.
There. Okay, go.
Excuse me?
Uh-huh.
How many people can we have in one film?
Working with you on a film or in the film?
In the film and working.
Working with you, you're gonna not want more than probably 4, because just too many cooks in the kitchen. If you've ever heard anybody say that, it just gets really overwhelming and too many opinions and thoughts and things. In the film, just keep in mind, every person that's in the film, you have to have them sign a photo release. And I'll be sending those out to your parents this next week probably. So everybody who's in the film has to be released, meaning like if you do get, you win, it's going to be on television. Well, when you're on television, we have to have a form that says it's okay for your image to be on television.
Okay, thank you.
Do I have any mentors on? And if I do, if you can pop on and say hi. Mentors.
Hi.
Hey, that Mrs. Robin, that's our Mrs. Robin from Flora Vista.
Hi guys.
So Flora Vista, she's your awesome mentor, along with James, I think, also helping this year. That's so welcome. Thanks, Mrs. Robin, for being on. I think I see Mrs. Warren as well.
Yep, I'm here.
Hello, Mrs. Warren.
Hi.
And she is the mentor for Mission Estancia. So that's your mentor. If you're a Cloud Campus, I am your mentor for this year, and also for Paul Ecke. You have myself. Is Mrs. Schenkeisen on? Doesn't look like it. I don't see her. Mrs. Schenkeisen is, again, this year is obviously the mentor for La Costa Heights. Capri is Brian Charles. Hopefully you guys have seen this on the Powerschool class. And El Camino Creek, Jennifer Smith, is she on? I don't know if I saw her. It's Mrs. Smith. Let me tell you who else we have. Chanel, we already talked about. OPE, it's currently myself and James Staten. And Parkdale Lane, Corey Graisley, Mrs. Graisley. And I think that's everybody. So now you know who your point of contact is in case you have questions. Is there anything, Mrs. Robin or Mrs. Boren, you want to say to your kiddos right now, or you will probably communicate otherwise?
Yeah, I plan on getting in touch with them when we get back.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so where are we at? We have like 5 more minutes, and I want to make sure that I am getting, let's see, your Powerschool question, I saw that. I am recording this, so that's good. So I have that and your questions, so I can get back to you. If I don't get to them right now, I will get to you, I promise. And again, you can always send me stuff through. Can we use, oh, here's a good one. Can we use some other editing software instead of Imovie? Yes, 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 you definitely can. In fact, there's some great stop motion apps out there. If you want to use that, that's great. Yes, you can. Okay, let's see here. Trying to get through these and try not waste too much time on that there. Let me make sure I also went through my, okay. Back one page. Sorry about that. Oh, I signed up, that's right, huh? Forget. Any other questions? You can pop in real quick since I'm trying to look real quick at something else.
Can we use a different camera otherwise than our iPad camera?
Yes, if you have something at home that you want to use, and or you have the, a tie with your mentor where you can use their camera, you can definitely use any camera that's available to you.
Thank you.
Are we allowed to work alone?
Yes, definitely. You're allowed to work alone. Although there's a lot of PSAs and a lot of other film, you know, a lot of B-roll. Does anyone know what B-roll is? No? B-roll is like one of the most successful filming you can do, and that is where you film everything, meaning whether it's, you know, you go to the forest and the beach and, you know, shells or whatever you film, and then you bring all those together because you're not worrying about the background noise or any of your actors or anything, because you actually put your voice overlay on top of it. So B-roll is any kind of film footage that you're going to use that you don't use the audio or don't need the audio. It's, you use it as an explanation, or you're explaining something just by visually explaining something, and that's considered what we call B-roll. So that's always a fun way to do things as well, as giving all these examples based on what you see and then doing your voiceover on top of it. Any other questions?
On my scroll, what did you say?
I think somebody else was talking too.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay, so my school iPad doesn't have any stop motion apps, and I can't use iMovie. because the camera just pans up and down. How could I make a stop motion?
You can disable lock in iMovie.
Yeah, you can disable lock. But remember, like I talk about in my tip next week, we always film horizontally. We never film this way. In fact, this is something you need to teach your parents. Mom and Dad, when you're filming, don't film this way. The way that you want to film always. Do you ever see any movie theater screens that are this way? No. Movie theater screens are always this way. So always film this format. But stop motion, which school site are you at?
Ocean Knoll.
Ocean Knoll. Okay. And what's your name?
Kelby.
Kelvin. Okay. I will look into that for you. Okay. And you can always remind me through that message also if I don't get back to you. Okay. Any other questions?
I have one.
Okay.
So like this, like next week, are we supposed to come up with our title of it, or
your title or your more your topic? So like, what is it? What's your topic going to be? Are you going to film? Yeah, about whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Talia, do you have a question still, or was that just I need to lower your hand?
How do you turn in the script to our mentors?
I'm sorry. How do you what?
How do you turn in the script to our mentors?
How do you turn it into your mentors? So the way that my email is, which you've seen a lot, and I'll post it on. Actually, you know what? I'll put all their emails up on the Powerschool. I'll do that. Make it easy for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me write that down. All right, Kelby, do you have a question still, sweetie?
I forgot to lower my hand.
Okay. Miles, do you still have a question, or do you have? No. And Skylar, are you good?
Yeah, I have a question about the people in our groups. Are they supposed to be from our school, or can they be anyone in the district?
It has to be it has to be people or children or people that you are approved with to be with COVID wise, because this year we have the COVID situation going on. We need you to be, so if your parents are okay, because they know you already in a cohort or you already have been with them or whatever, then it doesn't matter what school they're at for the most part. Typically we do have to stay by school because when we submit them on behalf of the school and on behalf of you and the grade. So think about that I'm not sure how we would work that, but so we kind of have to go across that barrier. But I think that hopefully they would understand also given COVID that there might be some crossover, but that's something, yeah, usually you try and stay in your school if you can.
Okay, thank you.
Michaela?
I just forgot my question. Sorry.
That's okay. You can send it to me via through Powerschool too, okay?
Okay.
Samantha?
Do we have to work with people in Film Guild or no?
Your actors can be in or can be from anything. You just would need a photo release for them, but the people that you work with, typically if they're it's up to you, but when we go to submit the film, it will be submitted from, if it's just you and then 3 people that aren't in Film Guild, we would just list you as the creator of the film, and then the other people would have helped you, but we don't have to list them. Does that make sense? Kira, I think. Do you have a question? No? Okay. All right, we are out of time, but if you do have questions, like I said, please go ahead and post those or send them to me via the Powerschool. Like I said, I'm so excited, and hopefully you guys are too. You have some great videos and things that are going to be coming up that you'll be looking at that will help you with camera angles, which are so, like I said, so important, and that will help you'll learn a little bit about green screening. I mean, all kinds of different techniques like puppetry, having to do with like Jurassic Park, and some stop motion, things like that too. So I look forward to seeing you all. I will schedule another one. I'm not sure just yet when, but probably we're going right into the holidays. So maybe right before Christmas break, or winter break, I should say. And so we can see if there's anything more that we need to go over. Okay, does that sound good? All right. Thank you guys so much for everything. I'm so glad I got
Bye.
to
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.